swear it's sad. I got to have you, I really need you, baby. I swear to God, I want to know it, maybe. Got to have you, I really need you, baby. I swear to God, I won't take no, 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 no. I got to have more of you. You are my sun and I am soaking up your burning rays. I can't stop loving you. Gotta sit and love it when you're every day. Oh, how do you do this to me? Keep pushing me back. How can it be? I swear I'm down on my knees. I won't yeah. Oh, my love, you and me are like a put out flame that's been shining but still burning bright. I feel no warmth but I still scream from heat inside. It gets more confusing every day. I don't think I'd have it any other way. But it's driving me insane. I got to have you, I really need you, baby. I swear to God, I want to know it, maybe. I got to have you, I really need you, baby. Swear to God, I won't take no, 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 no. Yeah, I got to have more of you. You are my sun and I am soaking up your burning rays. I can't stop loving you. Guess I have to, but I'm trying to run away. Oh, how do you do this to me? Keep pushing me back. How can it be? I swear I'm down on my knees. Oh, 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 yeah. I got to have more of you. You are my sun and I am soaking up your burning rays. I can't stop loving you. Yes, I have to put up trying to run away. Oh, how do you do this to me? Keep pushing me back. How can it be? I swear I'm down on my knees. I won't, oh, 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 yeah. Staring outside past the green, green grass and the greener cash. Wondering where I left my heart. Everything in this life just goes so fast. Yes, it's racing past. Searching for a world apart. Ooh, got to bends in the driveway. Life on the highway. Everything is my way. Still feel alone today. How come this world I'm living in makes me grim again? Drink till the pain is gone. How come this world I'm living in makes me sick again? I use till the pain is gone. got the stacks on deck and Patron on ice. But then a thought creeps into my head. What if I'm sad 'cause I finally found that there's more to life than bills, thrills, and girls in bed? Got to vent in the driveway, life on the highway, everything is my way. Still feel alone today. How come this world I'm living in makes me grim again? Fake love till the pain is gone. Again, sip till the pain is gone. 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 What's up, what's up? KWLC. We are Burris. We're coming live from New Orleans, straight from my living room. We're happy to be here today. Thank you guys so much for listening. We're grateful that we've gotten this opportunity to play for you. Wish we could be doing it in person, but it's a beautiful thing to be doing it across the country anyway, right? And sharing music for each other that way. So we're doing a little mix of music from all over our discography. The first song we played was Burn and Raise. That was from our first album. And then we did a song called Ben's in the Driveway. That's from our latest release, which is called Over You Part. Go check that one out. And then we got Willow coming up next. This is a song that I wrote about lost love, right? This is going to be released in February, right? At the end of February. So go check that out. It's the single coming off the next album, which will be out in March. Don't you remember that you said our love will last forever? Now I'm writing you this letter just to make myself feel better and to say what you've done to me. And people come and go. In my life there's been a lot of loves I've known. Only you could help me grow all those seeds that we had sown. All you left was a memory. So I'll sing. Now I know how the willow sang. Now I know how the willow weeps. Not for the love he never had, but for the love he couldn't keep. Thought that we belonged. Now I'm trying all my best just to move on. All these letters and sad songs could never right all my wrongs, but I'll try them anyhow. I'll sing. Now I know This is a cover song by Daniel Lenoir. I stand with arms wide open. I run a twisted mile. I'm a stranger in the eyes of the Maker. I could not see for the fog in my eyes. I could not feel for the fear in my life. From across the great divide, in the distance I saw light. Jean Baptiste walking to me with the Maker. My body is bent and broken by ungrateful sleep. I can't work the fields of Abraham. Turn my head away. Not a stranger in the eyes of the Maker. Brother John, have you seen the homeless daughters standing there with broken wings? I have seen the flaming souls there over east of Eden, burning in the eyes of the Maker. Burning in the eyes of the Maker. Oh, river, rise from your sleep. Oh, river, rise from your sleep. Oh, river, rise from your sleep. Oh, Well, thank you guys again. Glad you could tune in and glad you could catch a little bit of Burris in your life. Once again, you can go check us out. We got all our stuff up on the interwebs. It's there. Burris_music for Instagram. And check out our new album coming out in March. It'll be a good old time indeed. I'd like to introduce the band. To my right, that's Mr. Ben Harrington on the keys and accordion. Back there on the bass, we got Bobby Kling laying it down. He doesn't like to frown, cause he ain't no clown. And that's Scott Graves on the drums. Oh yeah, Scott Graves. Ooh, behave. And we're Burris. Thanks again for listening. The song's called Crumbling Down. Tell me why you can't reach out for this. Tell me why you won't take any more of this. I will put you higher than the God. Tell me why you won't support my cause. These words don't mean anything. Such goodness. These words don't mean anything if you cannot see what I do. But you know that these four walls are crumbling down now. You know that this old ceiling is hit the ground. I'm on around with this, I'm reaching out for you to help now.
We've been working on an album for some time now. And I want to play you guys, we want to play you guys some of the new songs. So this one is called Don't Go Hating Me Now. This ain't nothing like I've seen before. Never have I ever seen you on the floor like that. It's so traumatic. I don't mean to sound dramatic, but everyone looks up to you. So when you fall, we'll be catching you. That's facts. Your nose is bleeding, drank too much and you're barely eating, but we used to be close, but now we're just missed calls. I thought I heard you say don't go, don't go, don't go ahead and me now. I'm here. You say you don't need any help. Someone's gotta be the bad guy. Take you out at the fast light. So don't go ahead and me now. When you're coming down. Well, fate walks a lonely road. Doesn't have to be the only one you've ever known. Stone cold rejected, 3 dots blank, don't leave a message back to your friends we love that you haven't seen in months. It's cool, don't have to say much. Oh, no grudges till your day one. Don't go ahead and me now. I'm here. When you say you don't need any help, someone's gotta be the bad guy. Take you out at the fast light. Don't go ahead and me now. When you're coming don't go ahead and me now. I'm here. When you say you don't need any help, someone's gotta be the bad guy. Take you out the fast life. Yeah. So don't go ahead and me now. When you say you don't need any help, someone's gotta be the bad guy. Yeah, so don't go ahead and me now. When you're coming now. Story time. Quick story. Before I got into music at all, all I was listening to was reggae music, and because that's my family's Jamaican. That's all I heard for most of my life till about 12, I think. And I was having a really bad day. My uncle's like, "Hey, check this band out. I think it might help you, and like, they're different. It's rap and rock." And I was like, "Okay, I'll check it out." And happened to be Linkin Park, and the song was called "In the End." And it changed my entire life. It made me feel like okay with myself. That one song, and then the rest of their albums. So just want to shout that out. Let you guys know how I got into this all. The song's called "Sick of Feeling Useless." You remember that coffee stain checklist? We had our hearts on our sleeves, so reckless. Open minds to whatever came next, yeah. Living our best life, no stress, yeah. Whatever happened to all our good faith? We used to be so free in the old days. Anxiety got us shattered, telling us shut up, it don't matter. It's hard to hear when the world gets too real inside of us. We just need to feel some love. The vibes all smiles on the east end. Can we find our way back to those nights? Get lost in the neon bar light. Never had a care to give. No one told us how to live. When the world gets too real inside of us, we just need to feel some love. Scream out, but nobody listens. Try, but it don't make a difference. Sick of feeling useless. Sick of feeling useless. Everybody's living so selfish. Got us feeling young, dumb, and helpless. Sick of being useless. Sick of feeling useless. I hope you guys are still with us. If you are, throw some hearts in the comments right now. Hey. I know how I was feeling when we wrote this. And if you're feeling the exact same way as us, I want you to sing with us. Sing loud. Hey, hey. Scream out, but nobody listens. Try, but it don't make a difference. Sick of feeling useless. Sick of feeling useless. Everybody's living so selfish. Got us feeling young, dumb, and helpless. Sick of feeling useless. Sick of feeling useless. Sick of feeling. I'm sick of feeling. I'm sick of feeling useless.
God damn it, an entire generation pumping gas, waiting tables, slaves with white collars. Advertising has us chasing cars and clothes, working jobs we hate, so we can buy shit we don't need. The middle children of history, man. No purpose, no place. We have no Great War, no Great Depression. Our Great War is a spiritual war. Our Great Depression is our lives.
Jenny was a dancer, light on her feet. When they said it's cancer, she thought she was beat. Yeah, I know. It's a dark, dark world. Frankie was a Kiwi, nowhere to sleep. Always someone there to shut down his dreams. It took hold and buried him like gold. When the night comes, they're sitting there in the dark, looking up and thinking, will it always be this hard? Well, I've been there before. You can take it from me, it's not about where you are, it's about where you're gonna go. Yeah, no, it's a shit show. When you love, keep the hope, and I wish I was you. Someday you'll find you. Oh, heaven knows where the light burns. When you love, keep the hope, and I wish I was you. Someday you'll find you. Casey fell in love, thought it never would end. until she saw the photo sent to a friend. Yeah, I know it's a cold, cold world. Tom was looking forward to meeting his dad, but all he got was 20 and a pat on the back. He was so mad he punched through the wall. When the night comes, they're sitting there in the dark, looking up and thinking, will it always be this hard? Well, I've been there before. You can take it from me, it's not about where you are, it's about where you're gonna be. Yeah, I know, it's a shit show. When you're low, keep the hope, and I wish I for someday to find you. Heaven knows where the light falls. When you're low, keep the hope, and I wish I'll see till someday find you. Yeah, I know, it's a shit show. When you're low, keep the hope, and I wish I'll dream, but someday find you. Heaven knows where the light falls. When you're low, keep the hope, and I wish I'll dream, but someday find you. Sometimes find you.
All right, so are you ready to get started?
Yeah, we can do it.
Cool. So my first question for you guys is that your band formed at the LSU School of Music. How has that impacted your performance, or do you think it has at all?
Yeah, it definitely has. I think I like to use that all the time as kind of our claim to the music we make, because we're constantly inspired by the classical and jazz that we studied educationally. It's kind of a different world, studying music and then actually performing it, but sometimes we make things too complicated because we were music majors. Sometimes it helps, the theory helps. So it's kind of it helps and it hurts in a lot of different ways, but I'm really happy and glad that we all met in an educational environment and have learned how to make music together in that way.
Definitely. So I was reading on your website that you guys just kind of rotate through people. Is everyone from that school or with a music background?
In a way, it started out where, the original group is kind of 6 members, and we were all really from the LSU School of Music. But then as, someone moves away or someone got a gig touring with somebody, we've had to rotate out. But a lot of times the people have come from the School of Music, because that's kind of where the core of the people that I know that play came from. But since we've moved and relocated to New Orleans, pulled a lot of people from here as well. That went to places like Loyola or UNO or even Berkeley and stuff. So.
Oh, awesome. That's really cool. You guys talk a lot, or on your website, it says a lot about being the gumbo of music. Can you go into that a little bit more?
Sure. The rotating cast of collaborators helps with that. We've had one of our members is from Russia. A couple other guys are from Austin. One guy's from Pennsylvania. So it's this mixing of all these different cultures. And of course, we all have different influences too. Some people listen to Blood, Sweat, and Tears, Pink Floyd, modern hip hop. All this stuff kind of comes together, in my opinion, and makes a gumbo. Because when you cook a good gumbo, you use a lot of different things, and you make a really delicious stew out of it. So
Definitely. Do you guys? I guess you guys pull in a lot of like newer influences in compared to like traditional, or how does that work with you guys?
I think that our foundation is a bit of a traditional sound. Like the band is always centered around my idea of what I wanted, which was like Blood, Sweat, and Tears in Chicago, big funk bands. And all of us listen to like old school funk, like Parliament and P-Funk, and New Orleans music, like the Meters. So that sort of tradition of groove and usage of jazz has set the foundation. But now, of course, we're pulling from modern stuff. I mean, my favorite band right now is Wilco. I really like a lot of the newer things that are coming out, like from Lord Huron, and I can attest that all the other guys too are constantly listening to new music, so we're pulling that stuff in too.
Definitely. Awesome. So for your latest album, you have Over You was a two-part thing. Why did you choose to make it two parts?
A number of reasons, the biggest being COVID. We couldn't play live shows, so I think we all suspected it would be like a year at least. So why not take this content we have and stretch it out over time? And then it made sense, like with the continuity of the album, to kind of tell the story in two parts. It's a breakup album, so the first half is a little bit angrier, a little bit more about like backsliding, making all the mistakes you would make whenever you're in a first big breakup. And then the second half is a little bit more reflective, a little bit more somber as well. So
yeah, can you go into, is it okay to go into the style of the second half a little bit more?
Yeah, sure. I'm calling it a rock sandwich, because it starts with a sad song and then we get a little bit more rockier sounding heart, and then back to the sad song. And you can hear some influences of things we listened to in like middle school. We were all went through an emo stage at one point, right?
Oh yeah, so, definitely.
So there's like some early 2000s alternative rock influence in it. There's a really good, the single is going to be Willow, and that's a very like singer-songwriter folksy tune that's going to kick off the song. And then it ends with what I think is like my tribute to Wilco, and also just this I am certain of nothing mentality of, even when you go through a breakup and you learn a lot of things from it, you're kind of still left lingering at some point. So
definitely. What was it like?
For me, I would really want to collab with Blood, Sweat, and Tears, because every time I go back and I listen to them, I think that like it would be so cool to play the style that they played and get a full horn section like they've got, and like go and play Woodstock and do that. I think that would be really cool. But also in a more popular sense, the Beatles. I love the Beatles, and I've always dived into their music, and you learn so much about modern pop music through them. So like to be in the studio with them would of course be a jaw-dropping experience.
Definitely, that would be amazing.
Yeah, even just being around like in a studio and seeing tape now is like, wow, like people used to record on this like multi-track and everything. It feels like there's just history there in that tape box. Mm-hmm.
If you could like pick a different genre or like a style of music that you don't really like normally get to work with, which one would that be?
Probably country. I think, yeah, like not pop country. Well, pop country too. Okay. Hell, like good old school country is so much fun, and lyrically, I think it's a challenge to like write a really good, just 2-minute or 3-minute long country song that just makes sense and sells it to people, and also like can rip your heart out at the same time. Plus it's fun. Like most of it is just upbeat, good time and music. So I think that would be cool, because we do, we already use a lot of jazz. Like we all play jazz on the side. And so I would say that, but what I don't play is just good old school country. And I think that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Do you think that you would ever be able to like bring that into your music?
Yeah, I think that every time I start listening to a certain genre for a long period of time, it starts to become incorporated into my music. It's probably the same for any writer, I would say, unless they're getting paid to write a very specific style, Mm-hmm. So I have been listening to more bluegrass lately and sort of like alt country. But if I start going down the realm of just like real old school stuff, yeah, you never know. You might be hearing some slide guitar in the next record.
Very cool. Who's your favorite alt country artist right now?
Um, I like Tyler Childers. I guess would you consider that alt country? And can't remember that other guy's name. Corey, some new guy named Corey. He's got this years old, but he just sings that. So I probably Tyler Childers stuff lately has been good.
Like, I wonder, so do you guys have a full studio setup for your band and everything? And
Well, we did this live stream for y'all. I wanted to make it like personal and specifically for the college, so we did it just in my living room as a quartet.
Oh, awesome.
Nice.
I have
awesome.
like a studio, so we just got all the mics and everything in together and just cut it there. We've done other things like on bigger stages and everything like that. Like we did a House of Blues thing recently, and I could have used that, but we streamed that separately. I didn't want to just like use something we've already done. So.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, have you guys been able to?
So, and those are fun, and like I like playing stripped down versions of our songs for sure. But after a year of not really being able to play full band and then coming together on that stage, and we really played really loud and we had a great time with it. So probably that.
Awesome. That sounds like a really cool time.
It's been good too, like learning how to work live streams, like how to get the proper sound into this tiny little box that you're pushing through and people are just listening through their phones and everything. So that learning curve has been good because now I can use that for the future. It's nice to be able to play for people that like we've met on tour up the East Coast, or I have a bunch of family like on the West Coast. So being able to play for those people that I wouldn't normally be able to play for just on any old weekend, that's pretty nice.
Yeah, it's been, personally, I feel like it's been really cool being able to see or just like have experiences and stuff in music with people who are on the coast, because like we're in Iowa right now, and so there's not really much going on ever.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah. And, like you get these really genuine, authentic experiences with some great artists, right? Like some of the best shows that I've seen in years now have been on live stream because people have really put time and effort into the sound and the performance. And it's like, man, I'm like in Kurt Elling's living room, like listening to him just sing. This is so cool.
Yeah, it really is just a little bit more of like a labor of love kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely.
So for your mixing engineer, for obviously mixing the stuff for a live stream concert, is there anything in particular you had to do to make it sound better? Like, is there like some type of compression? Like I obviously have to do my research here and figure out like what kind of frequency works best for what most people are going to be streaming on.
Yeah,
You know
compression definitely helps because you're already getting a lot of compression on on the computers, like in Zoom calls and stuff like that, right? So you got to push through those walls of compression. So you put the gain up, the limiter is a little higher. I found I like the technique of doing all into a board, you know, and then having that in the computer, being able to mix and master that, but then also using a little bit of the room sound as well. So if you have a good enough mic that can just pick up the room, and you get a bit more of like a live experience. So it doesn't just all of a sudden sound like a noise canceled studio performance. It sounds live too. So a little bit like Tiny Desk, you know, the way they do that. I like to model things off of what NPR is doing because they're pretty good at that stuff.
Sweet. Thank you.
All right. Well, if you don't have anything more for us, I think we've got everything covered here. And I do have to get to class kind of soon.
That sounds good. Well, I'll send you guys the set as soon as we get it mastered and everything. So
that sounds perfect. Thank you so much, Chris.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Wonderful meeting you, Chris.
See ya.
Thanks so much for doing this with me today.
Oh, no problem. Anytime.
Awesome. So I just have a few questions for you guys, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
Awesome. So how did you guys start making music together?
Well, we were kids pretty much. I moved to Halifax, Nova Scotia when I was like 13 and started my first band. And at the time, like I wasn't even a singer at the time. I like lost a bet to the shortest straws. Whoever got the shortest straw had to be the singer, and that's how we became a singer. And then later on in that band, the drummer just he couldn't he didn't want to play anymore, and we had our first big show. We were looking for people online, and we came across Adrian doing a cover of Full Ride Low, and we just hit him up, asked him if he could learn our songs in 2 days, and he learned it all in one day, and then we played our show, and I've seen him every day since that day.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What was the reason that did you just decide like, let's start a band kind of a thing, or was it just like?
I think it was like, I don't know, I was trying to find people like me, and I couldn't find anybody that liked the same music as me, had like the same goals, and wanted to go out and just like, yeah, play shows and play music. And then when Frank called me and asked me to come do this one show, it was the first time I had ever met anybody like me. And for me, it was like finding a sense of a place where I belonged. And
Yeah.
I don't think I had that before.
We found our tribe, like a family, you know,
Mhm.
the family outside your family.
Yeah.
And I
that's
think
awesome.
I think that in itself is the reason why we started doing music, was to find other people like us and to have a sense or feeling of being able to belong.
Yeah. What is it that you think makes your family like specifically yours?
Like the history, the memories, really. Like we've done this since high school, and we've gone through so many things together, like 4 different bands together, and we're still together as a unit. And like
Mm-hmm.
we've made like probably 4 different genres, and they all have separate memories of like how it all went down. Like it's
Our entire team is built up of like our close friends,
Yeah.
our best friends, and stuff
Yeah.
like that have all been around since
Yeah.
we started that band in high school.
Yeah.
Like our manager used to play guitar in the band, and
Oh, awesome.
our producer used to like do live samples and like DJ, and we all
Yeah.
like toured together.
Mhm.
So it's like, it very much is like a family, like, because not a lot of bands stick together for like
Yeah.
more than 10 years anyways. And like, we've been together like since we were kids, and we treat each other like family, and like it doesn't feel like we're working when we're working.
Yeah.
You know?
That's
So
always
it's
the
cool.
best feeling. Yeah. So is there like, would you be able to like define like specific things about your sound or style that make you guys stand out as a group?
A lot of people say we don't stick to like a genre.
Mm-hmm.
I just call it like a journey. Like if you listen to our music, depends on which album, like you get to hear an era of our life and like what we were going through at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
'cause
I
it-
was listening to your most recent release. I'm absolutely in love with it, by the way. It's such a good song.
Thank you.
But like, can you give me a little bit of background on like the storyline for that?
Yeah, I think during quarantine, I started watching some like coming of age movies, and our childhood was in like early 2000s, so we grew up on pop rock, like all that contemporary alternative stuff. That was up like Coldplay, Blink-182, Linkin Park, everything that was in that bubble of stuff. That was like what influenced us to do music, but as we got older, we started getting more taste, electronic dance music, everything that just started hitting in us. We just liked it. But in that moment, watching Perks of Being a Wallflower, just listening to the soundtrack, it's like, man, we gotta show people like what we grew up on, like just give them a taste of it, and like do our best to like figure out how to recreate like the early 2000s, but in our own way.
Mm-hmm.
It's yeah, and what else did we go through with that one? I'm trying to think. It's been a minute since we released it.
It's funny, it's because like we finished working on an album, we like kind of have to hold on to the songs for like 3 or 4 months before they get to go out, and then we already started like working on our next album. Yeah, I think the biggest thing was we said that we wanted to make music that we would have loved to listen to when we were growing up, when we were like teenagers. And then there was one moment like the album was like almost done. I think it was like just about to get mastered and all that. And then we called each other and we were like, you know what? This is like a project that we would have been fans of when we were a kid. And that's kind of all we like set out to go make.
Yeah, that was the goal for it, you know, just like do something for ourselves and be happy about, like, make our child self happy, you know. Like, when we first started our first band, we were like trying to be like new metal, punk, pop, or whatever, pop punk, and it didn't work out.
Yeah.
But is there any like particular influences for this like song that you guys drew from, or like artists that you particularly liked?
Which song?
For Times Square.
I swear.
That's weird. That was just pure vibe.
Yeah.
Like that just, it's funny that when we made that, I forgot how long ago we made that.
Like 3 years ago.
Yeah, we made that 3 years ago. Yeah, it was just like one like winter night in the studio, and Corey is the guy who used to be in the band. He's a producer. Started playing the piano. Like, this is beautiful. We never wrote a ballad before. Let's try it. And then like just wrote it all in one night, and then we forgot about it.
I feel like a lot of Coldplay came out of that song, like in like the slow piano kind of vibe,
Yeah.
but in like the fray.
Yeah.
And those, because those are two big bands for us, and those are two bands that like predominantly like use piano and stuff like that. Like if you're talking like the instrumental side of it.
For sure. Sorry, there's some construction going on outside
Oh, don't
the
even
door,
hear it.
but
We're used to noise, so it's okay.
yeah. So that song, you just like put it together just in one night?
Yeah, well, it's so funny because like my manager's just like, guys, what are we doing with this song? It's so good. I'm just like, I think at the time we're just like, oh, maybe people won't like it from us or something. Like it's just like it's so different.
A lot of our music's like pretty high energy, so
Yeah.
it was like a kind of it was a different thing to do.
And we finally had time to think and absorb like the stuff we created. We're like, yeah, it'll be all right to drop, especially nobody's in Times Square this year, and like we shot a video at the same time when after we made it, and we were actually going to New York, and it was like one of the coldest nights, and it was about to be the massive snowstorm, and so we're like, oh, this would be a great time to go to Times Square because nobody's gonna be there, and yeah, if you watch the video, like, you see me walking through Times Square. It looks like I paid everybody to not be there, but I did not pay. It was a like really low budget video, but it just looked really cool.
Yeah, it's funny. It was like 2 years before whatever, like everything going on in the world right now. So I feel like people seen it and were like, oh yeah, Times Square is empty because nothing. But it was actually like during a time when like Times Square was super busy. It was right before Christmas, actually, like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow, that's actually crazy. So like you guys put that together a long time ago, but since then, have you guys continued to like push on the like more ballady, different styles
Yeah.
kind of thing?
We keep messing around with like more emotional stuff. We're trying to combine like everything that we've learned about music into one now, like to make like a super sound, create our own thing that like, you know, like I don't even know. Like,
I mean, we've been playing with like the sounds of like, we have this one song that's just like gone absolutely crazy, South Africa. So we've been learning a lot about like South African music and stuff like that. And it's like, how can we infuse that into our music? It's like we get so excited with so many things, and we can't just like choose one spot to stay still.
I'm gonna combine it all, like drums from like drums are super important now, like drums, and then like the music has to be so easy that anybody wants to play it, and then my vocals are gonna just be like crazy melodic melodies, beautiful, you know, all that stuff.
That's really cool. Is there any like, are there genres that you guys haven't looked into, or like styles that you haven't been able to do that you'd like to in the future?
I think we're doing like everything we love.
Yeah.
It's like we're not gonna go try to put it like a jazz album, but like, but like every song, it's like we take from hip hop, we take from rock, we take from pop, we take from electronic, we take from funk, we take from swing even, and it's just like everything. What we do is we take all those genres and different styles of music and just like kind of pluck out the pieces that we really like, and then put it into like the stuff that we're like naturally writing.
If we start traveling and stuff, I think we'll get more inspiration too. Like see different cultures. Like I know as a kid, this is random. I used to watch like Bollywood movies, and their sounds are so different. Like I don't know if you ever heard "Toxic" by Britney Spears. It's a jam. Everybody agrees that's a jam. That whole soundtrack is like sampled from a Bollywood movie, and it's just like, so I'm just like curious about their culture, because even their drums are just super like wild. So I'm just curious of that culture, and if I get into it a bit more, I might draw some ideas from them.
You're gonna go start a Bollywood movie.
That's awesome. So like when you guys start making music, are there certain things that you like to draw influences from, or is it just like something happens, or like you experience something and you just go with it, or is there like a theme?
For me, it's just like an energy, like how I'm feeling, and like the emotion, what kind of like, if I'm playing the ukulele and then I start singing, it's just like that's the direction it's going towards. Like it starts on ukulele, so then we know like, okay, this is a vibe. It starts on guitar, like this is a vibe. We're gonna do more guitar stuff. Like it's all about the feeling, I guess, and we just lead.
Yeah,
we lead ourselves in the right direction.
I think a lot of it also comes from like Frank's own life experience, and as we're writing, he'll be writing things that he's like gone through and how he can like help people go through similar things. And then I'll come in and I'll be like, how can I relate this to myself? And then and just to give it maybe like a second perspective and like maybe make it like relatable more openly, you know?
Yeah.
But I think a lot of it does come from like life experience and the things that we've gone through as humans. But most importantly, we try to always like bring it to like, well, what's the positive resolution to this?
Is there anything in particular that you like are looking for your audience to like to draw from your music, just like overall, or does it differ with each song?
Honestly, like with all the music, the main goal is like try to help people get through the day. Like that's what's like keeps us. That's when we know we're on the right track. Like it feels negative and stuff, and it just like leads people downhill and makes them more sad. I don't want that. And at the same time, it's like therapy for us as well. You know, so it's like it's a two-way street. Yeah, that's all really when it comes to us like writing lyrics. I try to like think about what people like. If you put on headphones right now and you're sitting in your room by yourself, how you're gonna feel, and when you're done listening to that song, are you gonna feel better? You know, and will you share with your friend that's feeling sad? You want to make them feel better. That's what I think about.
Is there anyone that you guys, I know you guys collaborate a lot with like your own group, but is there any like outside artists that you think would be really cool to collaborate with?
I keep thinking about that. I honestly, I just want to keep collaborating with my brothers. Like we have so much experience and history together, and we always create something so beautiful together. I don't even think about it anymore. After like this quarantine, I realized like how much I love my family and stuff. But I don't know. But
it's funny that like collaborations I get excited about are like producers, like people that like are working on music behind closed doors. Like two of our songs, "Sick of Feeling Useless" and "House Party" off that last album were worked on by Nat Mott from 303, and like he inspired us growing up, and that's what I get excited for. Who's going to help us work on this from like behind closed doors?
Yeah, I mean, like I always dreamed of like, you know, Coldplay, Linkin Park, work with these guys, but like those guys are so busy and stuff. Like I want to work with people that want to work with us.
Yeah,
you know, like that sees our vision and wants to help us grow, and like it feels good about it. You know, I don't want to ever just like force somebody to do that. So I take whatever the universe gives us.
For sure. Is there a producer that you guys haven't worked with that you would like to? like in general?
Mike Shinoda.
He's a producer. He's a good producer.
He's a really good producer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Is there anything on your guys' playlist that would be surprising to your audience?
On my playlist.
I don't know. No, people probably won't think it's weird, but we were just jamming to. Well, a lot of y'all don't even know this Imogen Heap's first group. You know who Imogen Heap is? She says like sings at What You Say. Like
What You
so she was a part of a lot of
Say.
like all the coming of age movies and stuff. Her music's always in the background. But she has this group called Frou Frou before she became Imogen Heap, and like it's like the craziest like music. She like produces all her music herself too. It's pretty crazy. It's like the melodies are like just I don't even understand it. And she's like one of my favorite artists right now because like she was so ahead of her time that I didn't even understand it until right now.
We were watching her play live last night.
Yeah.
It was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like we would have had no idea what she was doing when the live video we were watching was.
Yeah.
Just like tons of electronic manipulation, like looping and stuff.
So, what is your guys' favorite songs right now?
Ooh. It's always such a hard question.
Yeah, it is a hard one. I'm trying to think.
I think we've been so focused on making music this past 2 weeks. I haven't listened to like any other music.
Yeah. Damn.
I'm gonna say Headlock by Imogen Heap. I know we were just talking about Imogen Heap, but I never heard that song. He showed me it the other day, and now it's just like, yeah, it's stuck in my head.
Oh, man, yeah.
I like Bring Me the Horizon's new album. It's really good. Yeah.
I totally agree.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, that electronic album is pretty lit.
Which one?
Bring Me
Oh,
the
the
Horizon.
electronic Bring Me the Horizon album. That one's good
Oh,
too.
man.
Everything they're doing lately is really cool.
Definitely. But you guys just talked about some music that you were working on. What's the next thing you guys have coming out? Can you like tell me a little bit about it?
I guess we don't actually know which one's coming out yet. Yeah.
We got a ukulele version, like an acoustic ukulele version of a song.
All our fans just kept like just like barking at us. Our DMs like, release the ukulele version.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, we got it. We got you. But we love them. They tell us what we need to do.
Yeah, so we're putting out a version of that in like 2 weeks, and then we're not sure what like next like new actual song will be, but we got some that we've been like working on, and I'm sure it'll be one of them.
I just thought of one of my favorite songs. Sorry, and just coming back to that. Do you like Paris? You ever heard Paris?
Paris, yeah, definitely.
Oh my, I love Paris. That My House song is crazy. St. Patrick. Oh, God. I'm just thinking about it right now. Even the new stuff's awesome. Was it Dead Weight? Oh no, Hallucinations. That song is so cool.
That song is amazing.
It's so sick.
Yes, definitely. I love it. Well, other than music, is there anything that like your fans can look forward to or new listeners can like check out and look forward to?
I don't know. I think we're gonna plan some sort of like live thing soon.
Yeah.
Whether it's probably gonna be virtual. So like fans of like new fans, we got all these new fans right now from this song in South Africa that we've been really like trying to introduce them to the music that we have out right now. So like doing like a live stream or something like that would be really cool. And then this new music that we're working on, like right now it feels far away for us, but like it probably isn't. It's probably like only a couple months away. So
more live internet shows. Oops.
Awesome. Well, that's super great. I look forward to it. Those are really all of the questions that I have for you.
Cool.
But thank you so much for talking with me today.
Well, thank you so much, Jenna.
Thank you.